Well, good morning, good morning. Hope all is well, everybody. It's 2 minutes to 3 a.m. my time. So it's quite early here. I'm just kind of configuring my charts in my own trading platform here and trying to get my voice a little woken up. I've been up for about an hour, so probably up at just before 2 a.m., as I often do, as I typically do, actually, because we trade London here and the New York session. We typically trade both all day, both sessions. And of course, running our Telegram group here as well, which you are welcome to join. Links are in the descriptions, I believe. But it's really in trading at Telegram. If you have a positive attitude and you love to share and love to learn, we'd love to have you in our group as well. And we just started that now about 4 weeks ago now, I guess. Coming up on 4 weeks, and we're up to 160 members already, and just having an amazing time. Great vibe, positive attitudes, and just enjoying the markets and trading and growing and learning together. 10-minute chart on the left-hand side, as always, on the NASDAQ here. We are trading the NASDAQ today. We can trade just about anything. And I have traded in my 33 plus years of trading, now in my fourth decade, traded just about everything ever invented at one time or another. And now we're focused on the NASDAQ because that's where most of the movement is in terms of the indices, or that's where the most movement is. And this also, of course, there's movement in all of the indices these days, and lots of it. But the NASDAQ has the highest volatility profile. And as scalpers, and we are also swing traders and position traders, but for the purposes of this, as scalpers, we're looking for where the movement is, and that happens to be the NASDAQ. Hope you'll bear with my voice today. I am trying to get things going. It's been a long week of talking. We've produced over 100 and I believe it's 150 or 160 videos in the last 3.5 weeks. And so my voice has taken a bit of a beating, but thankfully I'll have the weekend now to rejuvenate a little bit and rest that thing and drink some cold water and so on and so forth. But I appreciate your patience with me, and it's great to have you here with us. The market is now open. That means the London session is open. Again, 10-minute chart on the left-hand side, 1-minute chart on the right-hand side, and that's about it. Keeping it real simple here. If you watch my other videos, you'll find out why I used to run a very complicated and complex price action and technical analysis practice with 10 to 12 indicators on my chart at one time, and now you see I have actually no indicators whatsoever on my charts. Although I love indicators, I'll sometimes bring them back. I do some VWAP trading because I think that's a very useful indicator, because it's real market data on the charts instead of just a derivative of volume and price action. I hope that makes sense. But there are some videos there. There's actually a playlist on VWAP trading, and you'll understand how to master volume weighted average price. The only thing you do see here on the right hand side, on the 1-minute chart, is a 20 EMA, and you can use whatever period EMA you like. I happen to use a 20. It's no big deal. You could use a 10 or a 15 or a 50 or a 100. You can decide what that is for you. The only other screen we will look at sometimes here today is this one here, and you'll see what's happening. This is what I call the Four Sisters. The Four Sisters. It's 4 indices, all 1-minute charts in this particular case. Again, you can use whatever period you like, but for scalping, this is what we're doing. You'll see the market is open. We're now printing the second 1-minute candle in the London session here. NASDAQ on the far left, the Dow to its right, S&P 500 to its right, and then the DAX, the German index, on the far right. And you'll see they're all pretty much doing the same thing. The reason I like to look at these side by side is to look for congruency, synchronicity, as you're seeing here, and possible divergence to get clues as to where the next move might be going. And right now, we do have synchronicity. You see them all doing the same thing? They're all trading below their 20 EMAs. They're all trading below the London Open. That's that little blue dash you see there. That will become a horizontal line as we move out. See that? So we're trading below, trading below, trading below, and trading below. And trading below the 20, 20, 20, and 20. DAX is kind of leading the charge here a little bit. Although if we stretch my chart differently, you'll see that may not be the case. It has to do with ultimate slope and stretch of the y-axis, right? But they're all dropping now, dropping pretty hard here. I'm going to bring you back to the 10-minute chart here on the left and the 1-minute chart on the right-hand side. See, we're dropping right out of the gates here. Okay, I'm just going to watch that for a bit and then try to get some ideas as to where we may go here. Take you back to this. I'm going to watch it together. I'm just going to take a little rest and talking here while we see this thing unfold. Many of you will know that I don't typically trade in the first 10 minutes of this session. In other words, one candle must print for me on the 10-minute chart before I take a position. Okay, so you can see that there. And now back to the 10-minute chart. We still have 5.5 minutes, all that talking and watching, and we still have 5 minutes left, over 5 minutes left in the first candle. I'm not doing anything until that happens. Let's take a look, though, at the 10-minute chart. Take a look at some zones here and see if we can get some structure built for this session, right? What do I mean by that? Support and resistance, incredibly basic stuff. For those who are new to trading, I have videos on my YouTube channel on how to draw zones. If you're not familiar with how to do that, please watch those videos because it's an incredibly powerful thing to do here in the morning when you come into the session. And I start with naked charts on my videos and then draw them in real time from scratch, and you can see how we do that. It really is quite a simple process once you learn how to do it, and but incredibly powerful, as I mentioned already. Moving out to the 1 hour chart. Oops, briefly here, cancel that alert. See what I'm doing here? See that resistance over here on that 1 hour chart? This is where we're trading right now, by the way. It actually extends all the way out to here. See that? We can actually extend this all the way out to here. Bear with me, this looks a little messy right now, but it'll take shape here in a bit. Okay, I don't need that anymore because it's covered by this particular one. Taking you way over. Many, many, many days here. Ah, yes. Hopefully you can see exactly what I'm doing here, and it will be educational for you to try to understand that. But although, please watch my videos too on this so you can really get an idea of what we're talking about. Okay, we're just watching things unfold here, and so there's not really nothing to do for me. There are ways to scalp this early candle, and I do it sometimes on my videos, and only when there's a very specific setup. I'm not seeing that here today yet. All right, checking in with my group here very quickly. Sending them some structure ideas here on the NASDAQ. The group gets ideas ahead of time and are able to act upon them. In the group, I've also been playing around with. My group knows this, and we have some fun with it. It's called Czar's Hammer. The group has a lot of fun with this, but I bring out my hammer sometimes, and we're basically telling the market what it should be doing here, and entertainment purposes only. This is not trading advice, and I don't actually trade based on the hammer. I trade based on the things we talk about in the channel, but we're here to have some fun too. It was the first blow yesterday, but this market just kept on going. Gave it a second blow, third blow this morning very early, and there's a knockout zone if it gets up there to bring this thing back down to that martini glass. But we'll see. We're just having fun with this, guys. It's important to laugh and enjoy ourselves during our business practice. We take trading very, very seriously, but we can also have fun at the same time. And if that's your mindset, come and join us. I'd love to laugh together and grow together and learn together. Alrighty, just watching this. The 10-minute candle has closed. This is my opening range now. The first 10-minute candle is my minimum opening range. I might be looking for a short in here, guys. I'd like to see this pull back a little bit more. I don't think we're going to get it. I think this thing's coming down. Give me one moment, please. Into my own platform here. To my own trading platform. And to the 1 minute chart, I'll bring that back in again so we can see where we stand here. See that support and resistance? Now this candle is closed still within the range. I would like to see it close outside of the range before taking a position, but I may make an exception depending on or based on what I see on the 1 minute chart. And I'll explain exactly what I'm thinking when I'm thinking it, so you can get an idea of my process. And there's 1,001 ways to scalp, and 1,002 ways to day trade, and this just happens to be the way I'm doing it now here on the stream. But I'll do it in many different ways, and there are different models, and they can all work. They can all work in the context of day trading being one of the most difficult things you'll ever do. And the reason why I believe 90 to nearly 100 people lose money at day trading. That's just the truth. I have nothing to sell you, so I can tell you the truth. This is very difficult to do consistently, right? You can have great days, you can have great weeks, but to be consistent is where the mental game comes in. And I believe that this is essentially all a mental game. Once you have the table stakes of a method, you do, of course, have to understand some price action. It doesn't have to be complicated. You do have to understand candle anatomy and biology, and that's just that's really a given. So people say, well, it's not 100% psychology. You have to understand of course you have to understand how to trade. It's like coming to a tennis match and saying, What do you mean it's about technique and training? It's about a tennis ball and tennis racket. Well, yeah, we know that. You can't come to the tennis game without the racket and ball. You can't come to trading and expect any results at all without understanding price action or having a system and method, an edge, a trading strategy. That's a given. So we don't have to even talk about that, right? It should be accepted. But once you have that, this is 100% a mental game. And there will still be people that will fight that idea and say that's not true. It's all about your system. And guys, 4 decades, my 4th decade, I can assure you, working with thousands of traders. The only thing, once you have the method and the system, you have an edge that's provable and back-tested. The only thing that differentiates a winning and a losing trader is the mental game. Only thing. It's really not open for debate. And I can demonstrate that over and over again. All right, so nothing really going on here yet, as you can see. We are still range bound. This, of course, is my, well, I shouldn't say of course. I mean, if you watch my videos, you'll understand that this is my open range. Is the first 10-minute candle, right, is there. As you can see, I'm just going to bring out my open range marker. And for me, that usually means, but not always, but it usually means no trades for me inside of that 10-minute candle. All right, guys, what I might do here, and what I've been doing lately is really for your sake, is to just pause the recording while nothing is happening, unless I have something, meaningful to say, or if there's some price action that I think is meaningful. And that's to save you, so you don't have to kind of just drag on here while things are doing nothing, so to speak. So I'll be back in a moment. Going on pause now. Okay, guys, I'm back. About 10 minutes has passed, and you can see nothing's happening here. We're still very much in the middle of that range, and we're threatening to kind of rise to the top here, then reverse. Now we're just sitting almost dead center in the range. So I'm going to go and pause again, and I'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. Finally, we're getting a little bit of movement here, guys. So we let a lot of time pass there, and so you didn't have to deal with just these candles forming out to the side here. Bear with me for one moment. There we go. I had a Telegram group talking in my ear there for a second, but here we go. Watching this now, looks like it wants to go higher. I would have liked to have seen a pullback here first. We didn't get that. So there's no entry for me at this time. But I am going to bring back the 1-minute chart, because if I see something interesting there, then I may in fact still take an entry. But this is not convincing enough for me yet. See this wick right here? That means just before the London Open. This is the London Open candle here. there was this wick attempt, or this rally attempt, and then a rejection. The rejection continued right into the London Open. You see this push down here to a blue candle in my case. You'll have different colors probably. And then this rally attempt to pull back, or rally attempt trying to get through. I need a convincing break. It looks like we might get that now. We'll see. We still haven't actually really penetrated. Now we have. Okay, watching this closely. And I'm just going to give my Telegram group the heads up as to what I'm looking at here. Possible consideration of an entry. Driving now. It's only 14-point move there so far. There was no entry for me there. Not a convincing break above the zone, the bodies, and there was no close above that wick rejection that we had in the pre-London market. We are now getting some more convincing action for now, but we'll see. That can change very quickly, as you probably know in watching this type of price action. See that there? put you on pause, guys, until something happens here. Again, to save you some time, okay? Okay, guys, I'm back. We got 1 minute left in this 10-minute candle. It's been such a sluggish morning, but I'm glad I've been saving you a little bit of time here by pausing the video so you didn't have to kind of sit through all of this. But now we're down to the last 50 seconds of this candle. It is pushing up, but nothing for me yet, because I would need this. It's only been a 17-point move. I mean, nothing wrong with that. If we can take 5 to 10 points out of this thing, then we can do really well for ourselves, right? Because we're dealing with our multiples here in terms of sizing and what have you. 30 seconds left, but I want to see a top wick on this candle before considering anything, ideally, right? And then a top wick on the next candle, or I'm sorry, a bottom wick on the next candle, and then a push up from there. You know how I do this if you watch my videos. But this thing's really starting to push now, and I have no problem missing a move, so to speak. It's not really missing if it's not part of my system, but watching a move happen without me, no problem with that at all. That's just part of trading. There's a top wick. Okay, more like it. Very good. Now what I might be looking for soon here is first of all, I got to get the right trade marker. That's what happens when it's 4 o'clock in the morning for you and you've been up since 2 o'clock here in New York zone. Trading the London session. It is Friday. It's been a long week, but it's been a very profitable week for me and for our group, I believe, those who understood what we were doing here and taking part in it. All right, there's a pullback. I'm going to watch this now on the 1 minute chart as well and pull it up for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Getting that pullback towards the 20. I like to see that. If it goes too far back, then all bets are off, because that means this is a weaker market than I thought it was. I'm going to put that marker there so you can see what I'm thinking very clearly and very cleanly. So we're watching this together. Getting a buy stop order here ready on my own platform as well. Not entered anything here. This order's not even live yet for me. May get there though. Just watching, patiently waiting. I mean, this is real trading, guys. Real trading is not about action. It's not about activity. It's most of the time doing nothing. Right? That's the reality, the real game, as I like to talk about. You'll see it on my screen there. Welcome to the real game. It's the one you play inside your mind, right? And it has a lot to do with sitting on your hands a lot of the time. Trading, good trading, is usually very boring, but can be very profitable. The big question is, do you want activity? Do you want adventure? Do you want dopamine hits? Or do you want to make money? Do you want to make a living? Do you want to build real wealth? And those two can be very divergent at times. And really, for the most part, incompatible. If you're getting excitement, dopamine hits, action, you're probably taking quite a few losses in terms of quantity, but you're probably also taking big losses. If you watch my videos, you'll see that when I take winning trades, which is more often than taking losing trades, and more often than break-even trades, and I take a lot of break-evens, you'll see that I don't get worked up. I don't get excited. There's no kind of like, hey, look what happened. We got to win. It's just exactly the same thing. It's the same feeling for me. I've developed to this point. I've evolved to the point of having the same feelings in my body when I get a win or a profit and when I get a loss, because all it is a coin landing on heads versus landing on tails. That's all it is. Once I've entered a trade, I have no control on whether it makes money or not. For the most part, I can manage it, and you'll watch me do that on my videos. And I can protect myself very often in trades with certain dynamic shifting techniques, and I teach that in my videos as well. Hopefully you get a chance to go through those and you'll see, oh, that's what he meant by dynamic shifting and edge shifting as well. I will put you on pause again to save you some time here. I'll bring you back when anything relevant happens. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, I'm back now, and you see some time has passed here, and we just come back into this range. So we're back into the opening range. You see on the 1 minute chart here, we were never taken into our trade, right? See this here? We were waiting for this to break above. That's the beauty of using stop entry orders. If the market doesn't meet our criteria, we're simply not brought into the trade, and we're protected from participating in this kind of a move, right? We were looking for that kind of a move, not this kind of a move. You're speaking in very simplistic terms on purpose here, right? So on that note, guys, I'm going to end the stream. You know what I'm looking for here at this point, right? Looking for a push up or a push down into a lower zone, and a break and close, and some other confirmation factors, elements that you've seen me talk about in great detail in my videos. If you haven't, please start digging in to those videos, and you'll see exactly how I enter trades and the nuances that do come into play here on the 1 minute chart in particular. All right, thanks for joining us today, guys. It is Friday. If I don't see you later on with a trade that we will record and upload and send to the Telegram group in advance, or if we don't see you in New York, then have an amazing weekend, and we will talk to you next week. Take care, guys. Be well, trade well. Talk soon.